Hey, it's Alice again, and I wanted to talk about the difference between a commuter student and one who lives on campus. I know there's questions about whether or not that makes a difference. And I will give you my honest opinion, both as a parent of a college student who is living on campus, as well as my own personal experience of having been a commuter student, and then also one who got to live in the dorms, and then eventually into an apartment with friends. There's pros and cons of both. And I think this is more of an issue when your student lives very close, or you guys live close to whatever school they plan to attend. That's what happened with me when I first went to college. I attended a school that was close by. And it's also one of those things where my parents were not going to pay for me to live away from home when it was a 30-minute drive. When I was a commuter student, I didn't do anything on campus. In fact, I don't think I ever did. The only thing I did on campus was go to school, go to class, and leave. And that's what happens, unfortunately. As much as people say, if you're a commuter student, you can get involved, you can join clubs, you can meet people, it's just not the same, and I'll tell you why. Not to say that you can't have a great experience, and it takes a lot more effort when you don't live on campus to create the friendships that you can more easily create when you live on campus. Because when you're a commuter student, you live at home, you don't have anywhere on campus to go once you're not in class, right? If you live on campus, you go back to the dorm. I know my daughter, she goes to class. If she has a long gap in between, if there's a break, she'll go get something to eat. She'll sometimes stop at her dorm for a little while before she goes back out to her next class, right? But when you don't have a dorm to go to, yes, you can make friends, but really, your friends don't want them hanging out in their dorm room all the time, because you know what these college students do in between? They take naps. You're not going to hang out when your friends are taking a nap. I know, for instance, at my daughter's school, they have a space for commuter students to go hang out in. I don't know what that's like, so I can't speak to it. And I don't know how many people are taking advantage of it and what that is like. But for the most part, people who live off campus, they commute from home, they end up going home. And when they go home, the likelihood of them going back to campus, very slim. First of all, human nature is we're just lazy. If it's too much trouble, we're not going to do it. And for college students, they're even lazier. They're not going to go back on campus. So I know, for instance, events happen middle of the day, in the evenings. If you're on campus for class and then you leave, let's just say it's a 30-minute commute, you're not going to go back on campus. I just know it. The likelihood is you're not going to go back on campus so that you can go to a club meeting in the evening. My daughter is in a business club. They meet in the evening. She's in a sorority. They have meetings in the evening. They have events in the middle of the day. So if you live there, it's easy. You go back to your dorm, then you head back out to do whatever you need to do. When you actually have to leave campus, drive back, park your car, whatever the case may be, so that you can attend these events, and then go back home again, it takes a lot of discipline to want to do that. Also, because you're not living on campus, you don't have that experience of being with people day in and day out. Dorms have their pros and cons, but the pros of it is that you're going to see these people day in and day out. For better or worse, you're going to see them. You're going to be in a shared experience. You have neighbors. There's people that you see on a regular basis. You get to know them. You start to hang out with them, especially in the beginning of the school year. They have more of these dorm parties because people are excited about meeting new people. It starts to taper off as the year progresses, but you're not going to have that experience because you're not living with them. And then, there's meal plan, right? People may or may not choose to eat together, but they have food trucks where my daughter's at. People are hanging out, getting food together. It's the campus life that's accessible to the people who are living on campus, not so much for the people who are not. Not that one is better than the other. It's just for that true college experience, you want to be able to live on campus to experience it fully. When you commute from home, it's not bad. It's just a different experience. And until you meet those people, you're not likely to be hanging out on campus as much as you would until you start establishing those relationships. And the people who live in the dorms together tend to be able to do that a lot quicker. So that's it. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave me a comment below. Also wanted to let you guys know this renovation planner, the dorm room edition, is available on Amazon. Just leave me a comment dorm below and I will send you the link so you can get your copy. It really is a compilation of everything that you're going to need to know about transitioning into living on campus.